let's bring in now someone that knows a little bit about this subject, Chris Miller. He's the former acting defense secretary and author of the new book, Soldier Secretary, which we'll get to in a moment. Thank you very much for being here, Mr. Secretary.
You guys, I'm like humbled and scared to death being with you guys. I want to start off with something. You guys know what challenge coins are. When General Keane comes on, or General Kellogg now, when you coin them, you outrank them. Brother, thank you for everything you've done for our country.
Thank you very much.
Dude, I was in your same unit, man, Minnesota National Guard. I enlisted.
Coin, too.
Thank you very much.
Man in the arena, and got Iowa on there, so I just wanted to, it's really
Somebody else is going to have to buy a beer next time Joey and I walk into the bar.
That's exactly right.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love it. Thank you
and
very
I got
much.
Army, I got Marine Corps, I wore my Navy socks, so we're joint service, and the other thing, so I got
And I'm an Air Force brat.
What? All right, we're all covered, and then
Yeah,
we're going to talk about Air Force stuff
We
here
do
in a
need
minute.
to do that, yeah.
But the most important thing was, so like you guys understand, being in the military, I got up and I did my rehearsals this morning and turned on, and I saw Brian out there at like, what, 5, 6 in the morning? I was like, holy cow, you guys, he's out there having fun. You guys get me. I'm so sorry you guys got...
No, we're glad to have you. We're glad to have you.
We're happy to have you here on the couch.
Thanks for being here. And so what do you make of these developments? You saw what happened with the first balloon. Now we've got a second object. We don't really know what it was, cylindrical, shot down north of Alaska. I mean, you've been in the halls of power and at that point of decision-making. What's happening here?
I don't know. You know, my favorite part of Christmas is when you go to the NORAD website and you do the Santa tracker. Do you guys ever do that?
Yes, of
I love
course.
that. I used to, my kids, I'd be like, here's where Santa is. Well, we need a balloon tracker now, I guess. You know, Kirby was so interesting. You guys know D.C. and how everybody, you know, has their political speak. He looked really, really confused. We don't know if it's a Chinese balloon. We don't know if it's just some kid who was like, hey, I'm going to fly a balloon, which really fundamentally is the issue that I'm trying to talk about in my book, which is we spend so doggone much money, $1 trillion a year.
Thank you.
And doggone it, we can't, you guys know, we can't bring down a doggone, like a controlled descent of a balloon. That's what I'm trying to talk about in my book, that we got to think about doing things differently. You guys got time in the field, you know what I mean? So looking at this, gosh darn, you know, pretty concerning. It's good, come on, it's great. If you're a late night writer for late night TV or Saturday Night Live, you got all the material you need for like the next 3 weeks, but as an American, holy cow, man.
No, you know, I'm so glad you brought up the money because I look at all the money we do send to the Pentagon and to all these the military expenditures, and I thought the same thing. Like, why can't we do this? But also, the money we do send is being spent on like making sure our battleships are like, you know, green, or, you know, CRT and diversity training and all this stuff that doesn't have to do. And then we have this incident and we can't handle it in a way that makes us feel safe.
We have to send up, and you brought it up earlier in an earlier segment, Joey, you know, we have to send up a $100 million aircraft to shoot it down with a $400,000 missile. The cost curve's all off on that one. You know, what do you guys think? You guys have been in the field. You know how it is. It's like, holy cow.
So here's my question. You were acting defense secretary.
Sure.
Okay, this comes out and, you know, some say it's providing cover, some say it's true intelligence. Now the administration says this has happened 50 times in some way, shape, or form.
Lies.
Okay, so in 9/11, after 9/11, we all fought a war in one way or the other. We all fought a war for 20 years. And we look back and we say there was this indicator, that indicator, we had this intelligence, we had that intelligence. We had to create the Department of Homeland Security because those units weren't talking to each other. The human intelligence we had was not combined in one place. If this happened 50 times, should our Department of Defense not be in a place to where they are already foreseeing what the next step is? Why does it seem like they don't have a clue?
Preach it, devil dog, preach it. I'm with you. That's the thing is, you know, so Sunday night when we heard that the Trump administration knew all about this, we all started calling each other, speed dialing. Did you know anything? Did you know anything? We're all like, holy cow, because we didn't want to be imprecise in what we were saying because we knew we were going to get called out. We had no idea what was going on with all this stuff. And then back to your point.
Did generals hide it from you all?
I don't know. It's probably somebody hid something from it. I don't know if it was in the UFO files or something, but, you know, that's the key thing. You guys know this. It's accountability. You know, the way we were raised in the military is you're responsible for everything that does and doesn't happen under your command or your leadership, right? What I'm seeing now is who's being held accountable for this. I want somebody to step forward and say, hey, we messed up. It's all right. We know it's all right. But let's accept responsibility, because those young people that you guys have led expect that.
But why would they? I mean, if there was no accountability for Afghanistan,
Oh, don't get me started.
then why would there be accountability for a balloon?
And that's why I'm glad you had me on. That's precisely the point of my book, is like accountability matters. That's the way we were raised. And then, when we've seen those leaders do as I say, not as I do. That's what we're seeing right now, and it breaks faith. And you talked about all the stuff that's going on, Rachel, with all the wokeism and all that stuff. Nobody joined. Do you know anybody that joined the military to fight the culture wars?
I know people who are not joining the military now because of the wokeification of the military.
People, it is ultimate meritocracy. Doesn't matter sex, creed, color, et cetera, et cetera.
That's the way it was.
All that matters is that you work hard, do your job. You guys know that. You all have experienced this. And so that's what we got to get back to the basics. That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
You can say I'm an idiot, and I'll gladly accept that.
We're not going to say
We're
that.
not going to say
Real
that.
quick.
Not while you're on set anyway.
Yeah.
No
Get
way.
up. As long as I get to go outside after this and get some
You can go outside
chow.
and get some chow.
There is
for
some
sure.
chow outside. Line might be long, but you can cut it because you have a permission slip from us. Real quick, your book, Soldier Secretary. Give us the rundown.
Wanted to talk about this in an informative, entertaining way, not one of those huge, phone books that nobody reads. Wanted it to appeal to civilians that haven't served and also appeal to you guys that have served, and try to close that gap between the 7% that are veterans and the 93% that they have served. So,
What's the main message of the book?
main message is accountability, absolutely,
Nice.
and that we need to do things differently going forward.
Yeah.
I look forward to reading it.
All right.
Me
Great
too.
Stuff. Check it out. Soldier Secretary Chris Miller. Thanks for being here.
You guys are the
Great to
best.
see you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for the
Really
call.
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.